Yes.
But the profiling that comes from other Kenyans, that,
but
you
after
know,
all,
like,
you're Ali.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
all, you're Ali. You must be nini. Kwanza na ungeongeza masharubu.
Yes. So
me, I understand it in the following way. And let's call a spade a spade. The entire northeastern was part of Somaliland. Great Somaliland. It was Somalia. When the colonialists came and demarcated that place, they made those people captive for many, many years. And on this one, I'm going to thank Ruto on this one for coming out openly, notoriously, and publicly, and giving the Somali members of the Somali community indigenous rights that they were denied during independence.
Yes.
And also recognizing them as part of Kenya.
This is the One Mic Show.
We have, and snake production is also very key. Snake production is very key. We have hides and skins that make our women beautiful, handbags, jackets, belts for men, and shoes. We have snake venom, which is very expensive. Every what is it? One ounce of snake venom is $6,000 US. Now, because of pharmaceutical monopoly, African countries are not allowed to manufacture snake venom. It's only in South Africa where Pfizer does that. What they don't understand, or we don't understand, is when you are bitten by a snake, you need a snake to heal you, snake venom. So we can actually have places like Kitui County, Baringo County, and Kilifi County, where we have so many snakes that can be tamed to produce venom that we can export and have another source of income, a stream of income. On the other hand, also, we can also look at the Gen Z mindset and also move Kenyan capital to Isiolo because of proximity to Ethiopia, the North-South Corridor, Somalia, Sudan, so that we can have the produce produced in the mountain to be exported when fresh from Isiolo International Airport, so that we can have Nairobi remain as a business city. Tanzania has moved its city to Dodoma, Nigeria moved to Abuja, and so forth. But the fundamental issue is talked about is the Somali issue. Me, I understand it in the following way. And let's call a spade a spade. The entire northeastern was part of Somaliland. Great Somaliland. It was Somalia. When the colonialists came and demarcated that place, they made those people captive for many, many years. And on this one, I'm going to thank Ruto on this one for coming out openly, notoriously, and publicly, and giving the Somali members of the Somali community indigenous rights that they were denied during independence.
Yes.
And also recognizing them as part of Kenya. So when we come to these stereotypes of saying, oh, Somalis are coming in Kenya, Somalis are doing this and that, that is nonsense. Imagine these people have been fighting for their sovereignty. What if they decided under the Constitution today that they want to be independent? What if they went, because the Constitution allows them to have a referendum? So for me, Somalis are Kenyans, those who are in Kenyan side, though they have lived in captivity for so many years, we need to reparate them. We need them to be recognized and given full rights. And I thank Ruto for having recognized them and given them serious jobs in government and infrastructure. That one I agree with Ruto, though I don't agree with him in any other manner.
And let me pause you for a moment then, and Ogola, we're gonna give you a minute to react to what Prof said. This Somali issue, we have addressed it, and
I don't think exhaustively, because
not exhaustively,
because there's a lot of
there's a lot of dishonesty, and there's also a lot of stereotyping, political stereotyping. I think
that's the majority of it.
Yeah, for me personally, I do not support Ruto. and that's one area where we align with you. I do not support Ruto, but on this one issue, because a broken clock, it's right 2 times a day. So this is one of those 2 times a day that, and I don't know whether Kenyans understand this, because it's become so easy for Kenyans to say, Hawale wa Somali, look at what they're doing
to point the
in
finger.
Isli.
Point the finger.
Yeah, look at they're taking over our city.
Folks forget the time when they were being rounded up and put into stadiums.
Exactly.
And
that's very recently.
Like concentration camp.
That is very recently.
In our lifetime.
Yes, that's very
This is
recently.
in our lifetime.
Yes. So I think people need to get over their personal feelings, and they need to understand that Somalis are Kenyans, and Northeastern Province is part of Kenya. I always tell people, you see this beautiful map of Kenya that we love, that we look at. Imagine how it would look like Prof said. What if they decided, what if they decided to, in a referendum, to secede? And the interesting thing is that there was an actual referendum before independence, but that's a story for another day. What if they decide, would you like the map of Kenya as is? As it is, that portion in itself is almost 10 to 12%
Belay your horn.
of the size of Kenya. So I think this is one area I am glad, Prof has spoke publicly about it, because I've spoken about it so times, and I very easily get, like you say, caricatured because of my name. I'm not even Somali, but I'll very easily get caricatured. Huyu hapo anasema hivyo because hao ni Waislamu wenzao. But I think people do not understand, what xenophobia is, and what it is when you start saying how a Somali,
and especially when it's been practiced on you. Ali, how many times have you been profiled?
I know.
Even in this country, coming in at the various airports, until you had to complain.
Yes.
When you are what do they do? Double S.
So I can understand this country.
Yes.
But the profiling that comes from other Kenyans, that,
after all, you're Ali.
Yeah,
I mean, after all, you're Ali, you must be nini. Kwanza na ungeongeza masharubu.
Yes. So that's right there. That's right there.
Come as a prof.
That right there is a very painful part.
That's it.
But I think, one of the biggest mistakes that we've made, as Kenyan Muslims, is just be quiet about it. But that's changing.
Mamdani has taught you different.
Yeah, but that's been changing in Kenya.
It has been changing.
Yeah, but even here,
in Kenya.
You remember the guy who was here in the Baltimore Convention? What's his name, that guy?
You're talking about Sean King. Is it called?
No, the other guy.
Yasir Kadhi. Yes.
I don't know. I wouldn't say they're radical, but they're saying, hey, we are here and we're going nowhere.
Yes, absolutely. And I think
that is one.
Yeah.
But I think also, some of those people who have those sentiments have not had an opportunity probably to even sit down and interact. And when I say interact, like have a deep relationship with